And we're back. Mike Cernovich, DangerandPlay.com, Gorilla Mindset. Valentine's Day mindset. You get your flowers. You know, very important in life. Very, very important. Gorilla Mindset tip. Surround yourself with beauty. Become a beautiful person in your spirit. Always buy flowers, not even on Valentine's Day. So a lot of people don't know, because I don't share this side of me often. They're only used to the gladiator, the savage, the hatchet man. Most people don't know that I'm actually a relationship expert. There are few people alive today who know more about relationships, gender relationships, men and women, all that stuff. Few people, I mean, maybe nobody, really. I'm trying to think of who knows actually more about relationships than I do. Who is a lot? I don't think maybe anybody. Yeah, I don't think anybody. So, maybe Shauna will join us, if she feels like it. Hey, Shauna, I'm doing a Valentine's Day special. If you want to come talk, the people would love to see you. You're a girl, should you ask a guy out? Ask to hang, you're waiting to be asked out. All right. If you're a woman, yes, you should ask a man out if you need to, but not to hang, not to hang. No Netflix and chill. Unless you just want to bang, but you got to remember as a woman, remember this rule, the iron law of women. Every man you have sex with makes it that much harder to ever fall in love. The more partners a woman has, the harder it is to pair bond with any given partner. So you should avoid that Netflix and chill life. Not because it's degenerate or immoral or anything like that. But every partner decreases your likelihood that you'll ever actually fall in love and pair bond with one person. But sometimes you have to, sometimes you just have to, if you want to ask a guy out, sometimes you got to do it. Men are kind of clueless these days. They can't read the signs. Because you got to read, it's hard out there for a girl and a guy. Last night we had Scott Greer on. You know, there's all this gender warfare going on. And the issue is that men don't know how to read signals anymore. Because there are so many mixed signals. And if you, as a man, read a signal wrong, you're a rapist. So what I always tell women is imagine what it's like to be a man. You're a man, you think a girl's flirting on you. You think she's kind of giving you the signs, right? You make your move and then she's like, oh no, I was just creeped on by a guy. Or he just tried to date rape me, or, right? That is what men deal with now. Where one wrong move, one false move means that they're going to be labeled a creep guy or a stalker or a rapist or something like that. So if you're a woman and you're just trying to send a guy the signals, right, the buying signs, you can't expect him to read it because now it's so perilous and there's so much risk. That's really, really hard to do. Yeah, people are saying you have to have written consent. It's a mess out there, right? It takes away the romance. It takes away the animal lust, the aggression. It's really, really bad. Mike, can you do a call-in show for... Ooh, I should take calls, actually. That's a great idea. Great idea, as always, from the people. Hold on a sec. We should take calls. You married someone 13 years younger? Generally speaking, women are happier if they marry a more successful man. Women should date up on social status and success, and men should date up on beauty and looks. That is a good way to ensure happiness. So if you're a woman, then you should want a man who is a high status, high achieving man. Usually those men are older. And if you're a man, you should want a woman who's beautiful. You love MAGA mindset and gorilla mindset. Well, thank you. All right, we're going to take some calls here. You ready? Ready for some calls?
You are the first participant on the call.
There we go.
Please hold while we wait for the others to join.
Coffin Mike Cernovich in the house. Coffin Mike Cernovich. All right, so I'm going to take relationship questions because it's Valentine's Day and I love you all. The number has been posted now in the chat. How exactly did I meet Shauna? You can ask her. I met her being a gorilla, like I always was. And again, my gorilla game, if you're not really calibrated the way I was calibrated, could get a guy in a lot of trouble. I literally just grabbed her and pulled her in. But I was able to read the signals on a very deep level the way most people can't. So she just like went right in. Because I knew. But if you don't know these things, then you just don't grab women and pull them. That's why I got out. That's why I don't give much relationship advice, because people be like, well, Mike told me to just grab a woman and pull them in. No, you have to be able to read the situation. You have to be able to read the vibe, the aura. You have to be in touch with the energy. And if you're not, it's not going to look good, right? It isn't the right move. So that's why I don't really do much with relationship stuff. So if you want to call in, the number is 1-866-438-1487. I'll say that one more time. 866-438-1487. It's Mike Cernovich taking all of your relationship calls. So let's see if I can find. What Mike says autists never have a shot. Everybody's got a shot, but it's harder. You got to learn. You have to learn the art of communication. What about a dude with health issues? Is he worth dating? Well, I mean, you got to answer that for yourself. Depends on who he is, what else is going on. A human being is a totality, right? A totality. Some things are good, some are bad. Life is a mixed bag. You always got to, like right now, to use an example, online versus in person, both. But right now, I have Julius. You've seen my puppy. Great dog, right? But he's also very high energy. 5 miles a day of strenuous hiking. And even then, he needs more activity. So every day, I get to do 5 miles of strenuous hiking with him, and I still have to hit the gym and lift my weights and everything. It's a big, time commitment. So, but he's also high energy and energetic and enthusiastic and very happy. So you can't have one without the other. Right? That's where people think, people are like, well, this person has this, but not that. Yeah, it's the totality of it, right? It's just like, Shauna can't have me. Shauna can't have an aggressive guy like me and then expect me to be nice when people talk trash, right? So in Shauna, most women, here's what most women have. Most women, they want like the real, strong, masculine, assertive man. But then they'll be like, oh, I can't believe that when my friend said something passive aggressive to you, you like put her in her place, right? Well, you can't have both. If you're a woman and you're with a strong man and your friends are basic bitches and they pop off about things they shouldn't pop off about, you can't just expect your man to take it, right? You can't have it both ways. If you have the strong assertive man and you have a basic bitch friend run her mouth, then the man is going to stand up for himself. So yeah, you can't say that. All right, so let's see here. We got a caller. How you doing? Hello, Compton, California.
Yo, what's up, Mike?
How you doing, dude?
I'm doing good. Hey, Mike, I want to have kids, but I don't know what age. When is like the oldest you should have kids?
How old are you?
24.
Oh, 24? 24?
I'm young.
Oh, no. Don't even think about it for at least 10 years. Oh, hell no.
Okay.
No. Don't even. So as a man, what you got to remember is, as a man, you don't peak until your early 30s. So the last thing you want to do is, if you're a man and you get married before you're 33, you have settled by definition because you haven't hit your peak as a man. So don't even think about. So if you fall in love and you're in your 20s and you fall in love, it doesn't matter. You got to walk away from that, because you will do better when you're in your 30s. So you're 24. Children, man, don't even think about that until your 30s, because we're living longer. Men now, you'll live to be 80, 90 years old. You might live to be 100 if you take care of yourself. Yeah. So don't even think about it when you're young. And if you fall in love and you get issued the ultimatum, at 24, your brain, your myelin sheaths have. Google this. What year or how old is a man's brain when it's fully developed? A male brain isn't even fully developed till it's 25.
Yeah.
But people aren't going to tell you this because it's not politically correct, right? Everybody would be like, oh yeah, you better get married right away and have a kid right away. No. When you're 24, you need to work hard, make a lot of money, have fun, travel, make sure you don't make any mistakes long term, and don't even think about kids for a long time.
Got it. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you for the call. Yeah, the people don't want you to know the truth about relationships. They just want to get everybody. Yeah, a man's brain isn't fully developed until it's 25. 25 is when your brain is fully developed. Wow. This is unrelated to Valentine's Day, but remember I told you that well, I don't want to talk politics. We're only talking relationships. We're only talking relationships today. Chicago, Illinois, how you doing?
Hello. How are you? Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day to you.
Thank you. I am single.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to be the really happy person this year because I just don't want to let that control any way I'm feeling because it's just another day. But I've been getting a lot of ex-boos coming out of the woodwork. A lot of happy Valentine's Day, a lot of, trying to catch up with me. I'm not interested in starting anything up with any of these guys, but I would, however, if it's okay to say, like to maintain the advantage. What should I say? I don't know. Should I say
Well, you got to realize that Valentine's Day for a man, when you're a man, I'll just tell you how men think. I shouldn't give away too many secrets, but if you're a man, you keep what's called a rotation. And the rotation is you have a few people that are reliable, and you kind of go down the list. So as a man, you know that on Valentine's Day, you start hitting up girls that maybe you haven't talked to in a while, because maybe a couple of them are still single, and women don't like to be alone on Valentine's Day. They don't like to be alone on Valentine's Day. So basically, they're trying to get the booty call going on. And if that's cool with you, then, it's your own body, your own choice, your own life. But you definitely got to realize that it's all about just trying to get a booty call on Valentine's Day by going through the old rotation. So then you have to make the move from there.
do you think it's too dry for me to say, thank you, and just leave it right there? Am I being a bitch right there?
Well, that's the thing, is you have the right. This is where, people don't see the side of me because women don't usually, I usually write for men, but you have the right as a woman to just say, here's what I want, here's what I don't want. That's not being a bitch. There's this thing where if a woman stands up for herself, a lot of people go, well, that's being bitchy. Well, there's a way about it. But standing up for yourself, being assertive, saying what you want, setting boundaries, setting expectations, there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to realize that people have their own right to say yes or no to that. So yeah, you got to think of what you want out of the relationship, and then you have to make that happen yourself.
Thank you so much. Agreed.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day. Yeah, that's the thing. You got boundaries, expectations. These are just normal things, but they're if you're a man and you create boundaries and expectations, they go, you're an asshole. And if you're a woman and you create boundaries and expectations, they say you're a bitch. Well, maybe. It's all about how you act and your vibe and the way you impose it, but you have every right. I have expectations, believe me. And my expectations are high. I have high expectations, a high behavior conduct for people, because I hold myself to a high standard, and therefore everybody in my life is going to be held to a high standard. So there's nothing wrong with that. You should have expectations for yourself and for others, but you got to remember that you got to hold yourself to high standards too. A mistake people make is they want to hold everybody else to high standards and really to be demanding of other people. Are you demanding yourself though? Right? That's the whole point. You can't expect other people to be above you. You got to rise to that level and then bring people up to your level and expect them to come to your level. That's the whole problem. So a lot of people, they don't hold themselves to high standards, and then they wonder why everybody else are low standards around them. But remember, you're going to get people on your level. And this is the hardest thing for people to recognize. This is hard for people to recognize. People in your life are on your level. Right? People in your life are on your level. People don't want to admit that. Everybody wants to be mad about the people around them. Oh, my friends are dumb. My friends are this. My friends are that. Take a look in the mirror. Because the people you're looking at every day, the people in your life every day, your friends, that's you. That's a reflection of you. And that's a reflection of the standards you hold yourself to. So anytime anybody goes, oh yeah, my friends are drama, or my friends are this, or my friends are that, that's my sign, I'm out of here. Parachuting, first available door, I'm parachuting, because that's the standard they're applying to themselves. I think my friends are great. My friends are better than I am for the most part. You know, sometimes I'm like, man, my friends should probably jettison me and get better friends maybe. Or maybe I'm just not, maybe I don't have enough feelings of self-worth to realize how high of a level I'm truly on. Maybe I have too much modesty and humility. Who knows, right? You should not be, though, talking about the people in your life, and if you're looking at them bad, just remember it's a mirror in front of you. Whatever you're looking at, and whatever you see, no matter who's in front of you, that's the image of yourself. That's what you are and what you believe. On which holiday is more money spent other than Valentine's Day? Statistics. I don't know. Mike, would be best friends to have, I don't know what that is. Atomic truth bombs, thank you. Last time I checked, you choose your friends. Well, do you? Good question. Do you really choose your friends? And by that I mean, is it a high conscious, highly deliberative choice? Do you choose your friends? People go, of course I did. I pick them. I choose my friends. Well, maybe. Or maybe not. Most people are not really friends or acquaintances. You met them at work. Maybe you met them in college. Maybe you met them in high school. Maybe you met them at the club through another circle of friends. Most people don't choose your friends. Most people, it's not a high conscious choice. You're just kind of in the same social circle, and then you kind of talk and whatever, but you're not really down for each other. You're more like acquaintances. Very few people have actual friends. Friendship is a choice. So most people don't really choose. Most people don't choose much in their life. It is whatever they fall into, whatever they luck into. That is how most people end up. Should you have children? Should you have children? I don't know. Please rewrite that question. You've seen a statistic from an economist that the average Valentine's Day spend was $500. That's crazy. Because a lot of people buy jewelry and stuff. A lot of people buy jewelry on Valentine's Day. Does Mike Cernovich buy jewelry on Valentine's Day? That would be the question. Would Mike Cernovich buy jewelry on Valentine's Day? You know the answer to that. Live together before marriage? Yes. Mike, I was totally stuck in a rut. I had no self-worth and didn't assert yourself to become your full self. Well, I hope that you're asserting yourself now. You have to. Living life is not optional. If you're alive, it's going to be hard. Don't live it on autopilot. There is no autopilot. Culture is your autopilot. If you live life on autopilot, you're going to be as miserable as everybody else around you. People are pretty unhappy. If no one is asking me out, am I a loser? I've lost a bunch of weight, and I rank I'm pretty attractive. I'm busy too, but no suitors. What's wrong with me? Well, are you a man or a woman? Right? If you're a man and nobody's asking you out, then that is normal. If you're a woman and nobody's asking you out, well, where are people going to ask you out? Right? Women will tell you this too. Women will tell you this too. Women will tell you this. Men aren't aggressive anymore. So men aren't actively asking people out. They're not asking people out. So you have to go where men can flirt with you. And then you have to learn how to Send the buying signs out to people. You got to learn how to flirt. It's an art. Nobody learns this stuff anymore. How important or relevant is chemistry when it comes to seduction? Chemistry either has to be there naturally or you have to create it. So you think of chemistry is, you have to have chemistry. So chemistry for some people is natural. We've all been there where you're like, whoa, and you just feel it, right? You feel some kind of impulse drawing you to a person. They call it animal magnetism, right? We're all familiar with this. So chemistry is important, but you can create chemistry through aura and energy and state control and other persuasion, ultimately. It's all persuasion. You have to have chemistry. Aren't men getting more in touch with their feminine emotions nowadays? Men are getting more pussified. Would you marry a woman 5 to 10 years your senior, assuming you're compatible? How long have you known her? How long are you going to be together? What are the other facts? Yeah, you got to have chemistry. Pheromones, yeah, natural. You got to create your own pheromones, for sure. You definitely got to create your own pheromones. How do you pick a good long-term partner without having much experience of failed relationships? Well, I mean, you got to not think of it in terms of you're picking a partner, right? You got to think of it in terms of how much value do you bring, right? When you're a man and you have high value, that's what you got to ask yourself. How are you holding yourself, right? Holding yourself up as a man. How are you holding yourself up? Are you holding yourself accountable? Are you holding yourself to high standards? That is what matters. What do you think about mixed relationships? Well, considering I have a mixed relationship, I would obviously not have a problem with it. What I've learned is that if you find a good person with good values, then shared values matter a lot more than race. Shared values are everything. Shared values are everything. You have receding hairline, bad teeth, and no money. Well, then fix them in that order, right? It's the whole thing. If you have bad teeth, a receding hairline, and no money, then get money, get your teeth fixed, go to the gym, take care of your health, and hair, not a big deal. All right, thanks for tuning in. We're going to switch over to Periscope now. I'm going to go over from...
Show them the flowers.
I already did. We're going to switch over to Periscope. So those of you who don't know, go to Periscope. Here, I'll post a link here real quick. So we're going to switch over to Periscope because I am still building up... my YouTube, and my YouTube doesn't get a lot of views. So I'm going to go to Periscope where I'm going to get more views, but we got to balance it both out. So thanks for tuning in. Mike Cernovich, DangerandPlay.com, Gorilla Mindset. Shauna will be joining us on Periscope.
You're so cute. Our baby,